That is an assumes facts, not an evidence question, not the objection you keep making.
Ooh, frying her.
And then somehow those insinuations are coming out in front of the jury with absolutely no basis.
So now he's not saying it's true. He's saying that's everything I knew.
Day 121 of the Young Thug YSL RICO trial was more Woody chaos. Ms. Hylton continues to confront Woody with prior inconsistent statements from Woody's interviews. Defense lawyers then used some interesting strategies on recross. Yeah, it seems like Woody is done testifying finally. There's a few crazy moments in this video, so stick around, hit subscribe. Let's get it, boys. First look at Thug on day 121 in the gray suit. Got the hair down. All right, Woody's back up on the stand and the state is doing recross.
Now, do you remember telling me that you couldn't read?
Right. Can I speak on it?
No, not sure. And last week, do you remember when Mr. Steele put before you the murder warrants in this case? You were able to read the murder warrants in this case?
I don't remember reading that.
Okay. Do you remember when Mr. SHANNON asked you to read that dismissal form that when your case was dismissed in early this year, that you were able to read that?
He read it for me.
Do you remember reading it yourself?
I remember listening to him and agreeing to, because he reading it for me in front of everybody, so I assumed that what he reading is on there.
Is it the only time that you couldn't read when I had to put something in front of you that dealt with Thug?
It's a different, like, that's why I just asked, because I explained to you.
What would you like?
Reading and understanding is different. Like, you putting papers in front of me, like, you read that stuff?
Okay. So is your testimony today that you did not read anything last week when Mr. Steele and Mr. SHANNON gave you documents to read?
He said, did I read anything last week?
Yes.
I don't, just looked at the papers. He reading it in front of everybody, so I'm assuming whatever he reading, it got to be on there because he in front of the courts.
Okay. You have not been honest about with this jury now that you testified. Is that fair to say?
What you mean?
Okay. On cross, do you remember Mr. Steele and Mr. SHANNON asking you about the gang meeting with Mo the day before Nut died?
I'm listening.
Do you remember them asking you about it?
You said, do I remember them asking me about it?
Yes.
I guess.
This is the same gang meeting that you didn't remember me asking you about it or telling me about it. Do you recall that?
You asked me about it?
Yes, and you didn't remember it when I asked you about it.
What else was it?
An answer. Do you remember not recalling that meeting at all when I asked you about it?
I don't even remember what they asked me about it.
Okay. This gang meeting with Mo, is that the same meeting that you told Detective Thorpe about back in 2015?
I told you, when it came to talking to the detectives, I have to tell them anything to get them out of my face.
And is this the same meeting that you told Detective Dennis and Gaither about back in 2015?
I guess, I don't know.
Is this the same meeting that occurred after Rich Homie Quan's car was shot up at the music studio?
Was it after? I don't know.
And is this the same shooting that Nut was at that studio as well when Rich Homie Quan's car got shot up, correct?
Yeah, it's them. I don't know. I don't know who was at where. I don't know.
Now, last week, do you remember saying that meeting was about you? This gang meeting was about you. Do you remember saying that?
It's the way you ask me the question. You got to ask me the same way they asked me. The part I know about.
Wasn't this also about Thug? Weren't Thug discussed at this meeting as well?
Was it? What, they brought his name up?
Yes.
No.
Do you remember telling Investigator Thorpe that this meeting was about you and Thug?
I told you. I had to. You keep going to me. When they questioned me, I was trying to, bring him in. I mean, like.
You're the person who brought up Thug, correct?
I guess so.
Detective Thorpe never brought up Thug, correct?
Right, correct.
Matter of fact, he had to clarify who you were talking about, correct?
Yes.
So
remember how I was telling you that I take a little bit of piece of the truth?
So again, when it has to deal with Thug, that part is a lie. But you being on the plate isn't a lie. But Thug being on the plate is a lie. Is that what you're trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is, when I was talking to Detective Thorpe, I wasn't raised to tell the truth to the police.
But this is because this was a gang meeting that they were putting you on the plate, correct?
I ain't never been on the plate.
Okay. They wanted to kill you and Thug. That's what you told the detective.
Yes, that's what I told the detective. I remember you down there, we were laughing, yeah.
Okay. And that was the first time we ever met. Would you agree?
Yeah, that was the first time I ever seen you.
On recross, she's just trying to show Woody all the lies he said on the stand.
And do you remember I was standing on the back wall because I didn't know who you were?
Yes.
You were standing on the wall over to the side.
I remember you was quiet most of the time.
Did you tell us that you did not want to testify?
I think so.
Yeah. And did you told us that you had left all this stuff in the past?
Just sound like somebody say.
And did you tell us that you were upset because when you needed our help, we didn't help you?
I guess.
Do you remember talking to us about Gaither not helping you out back in 2015?
I guess.
Do you remember telling us that we should have got your testimony back then when you were really willing to help us out?
I guess.
We never went into details about anything that Little D told you. We never went into details about any of the Club Crucial. We never went into details about the facts of 2015. Isn't that fair?
I'm going to object. This is all testimony. It will not be witness advised.
Brian Steele's objecting, saying Miss Hylton is testifying right now.
Overruled. The only thing we talked about was the fact that you did not want to be in Fayette County Jail and you wanted a court date so you can get out of jail. Is that fair?
No, we was in there for a long time.
And we never discussed the facts of the case. Correct?
See, you talking. I think I'm more talking to Miss Love. And you was just, because I just remember you just kept standing there and you trying to act like somebody in the hood. So.
She laughed at him.
Just remember you just kept standing there and you trying to act like somebody in the hood. So.
But you could tell Miss Hylton thinks Woody is kind of funny.
Quiet to be myself.
No, you acting like somebody I grew up with.
Let's focus on what it is that you're trying to have him clarify.
Isn't it true that you told me because you all have not talked, he was not your attorney?
No, I always told y'all he was my attorney. I don't talk to him that much.
I asked you if you still wanted to talk to me, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
And we talked, correct?
Yes.
And it was a cordial meeting, which is that fair to say?
I don't know what that means.
It was a pleasant meeting, is that fair to say?
I pleasure?
It was a good meeting.
I just kept telling y'all, leave me out of this.
And when we met, you told us you did not want to testify and that you just wanted us to play the tapes, correct?
But that's what y'all wanted. That's what y'all said y'all wanted. Listen, man, I don't know you. I don't know these trick questions that you asked me or what, but you know what me and you talked about.
Okay.
And I told you that I done lied to these people and you know, got me up here. You talking about I put my hand up to God to tell the truth and I'm lying, but you can't tell me what I'm lying about and telling the truth about.
When you asked me to just play the tapes, I told you I couldn't just play the tapes, that you had to testify.
Oh, I can't.
Let me begin the continuing objection. Really unfair, unless Ms. Hilton's going to come up with. I cannot answer any question. I have no report.
So he can say, yeah, that's right. He can say, no, that's not right. He can say, I don't remember. He can say, here's what really happened. I mean, it's not testimony, it's questions. And I have and will again instruct the jury that what the attorneys ask is not testimony, it's not evidence. So I understand, and you continue to have your continuing objection, and it continues to be overruled.
I think I told you y'all don't got y'all facts together, but I don't know.
Okay. And do you recall telling me that some of the facts that we didn't have together was the fact that you had stolen Donovan Thomas's stuff?
What you mean?
Did you tell me?
You talking too aggressive right now, and it's frustrating me.
Did you tell me? The one thing that I did not have correct is that you were the person that stole Donovan Thomas's belongings.
Dude, this man. How is he still on the stand? He's been on the stand forever, man.
I guess.
When I asked you about the shooting with Thug and Nard in the car on the night that you got into the fight with Kel at Club Crucial, that I didn't have all of my facts together regarding the shooting with Thug and Nard. Did you tell me that?
I don't get what you're saying.
Do you recall telling the detectives about a shooting with Thug and Nard in the car, and you and your brother was in another car, and you saw Nard with a gun, and he racked it, and when you started driving away, you heard shots being
I
fired?
told it to you here?
No, did you tell that to the police?
To my interrogation room?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't tell the police anything.
Okay. Do you remember telling me that I didn't have all those details correct?
No, I don't remember telling you that.
Okay. Did you tell me that your biggest concern was what the defense knew about you?
My things I did?
Yes.
Right.
And did you tell me I don't have a problem testifying for y'all? I'm more concerned about what they know about me.
I'm concerned about both of y'all because they can, it ain't, cause, I mean, I don't know. It's just, man, I don't know. You got me up here and, cause y'all put me in here and I constantly told you, I know I just told you every time you talk, like, I don't lie. Y'all put me up here and y'all be expecting me to remember the lies I done told. Yeah, I better remember the truth.
And remember when we met, you've never told me any lie that you said back in 2015. Is that fair?
All the time, to be honest with you, you ask me these questions. Anytime I think about any time me and you met, it was just laughing, ha. I don't, shit, you played on me.
Because we were always cordial with one another. Is that fair to say?
If that's what it means.
Said you played on me.
Now, do you recall also telling me that the defense may have a video with you and others bragging about killing Nut?
What about it?
Do you remember telling me that?
I told you that?
Dude, his answers are insufferable. I can't wait until he's off the stand, I'm gonna be honest.
Do you remember me asking you if this video exists, would you give me a copy of it?
I don't even, shit, when I heard it, them people say it over there, I didn't know y'all, I don't know that, I don't know, I don't recall.
There was a video about saying you killed Nut. That wasn't the video, correct? There was a video maybe that said we killed Nut, correct?
What video y'all have?
Is this the video that you said the defense may have?
I haven't seen no video. Y'all ain't showed me none.
At any point, did you ever tell me that what Little D told you about the night of Donovan Thomas's murder was a lie?
I don't even, me and you, only time me and you talk about it, it was just, I told you that I made it up. And you were like, which part did I make up? And I was like, Lil D get in my car saying that this happened. And then you was like, so Lil D never got in your car and said that they killed, and I was like, no. And you was like, why is this my first time saying it? And I was like, I was scared. And then you was like, so you asked me about Noah, and I was telling her I didn't know him for real. And you know, I just made it up. And you was like, and then you were like, well, I gotta let the defense know. And I was like, damn, you gonna tell them? And then you were like, I have to. And then I was just like, damn, don't tell them because the defense already saying that, you know what I mean, too much that they don't need to be saying.
On the day that you were going to testify, that it wasn't Nard that got into your car on the day that Donovan Thomas passed away, but it was Little D and Shannon that got into your car?
I don't get what you're asking me.
Do you remember telling me, switching your story up, that it
No, I didn't switch my story, but I came forward. You made me feel comfortable, and I let you know, like, I lied. Lil D never told nobody to kill nobody when he got in my car.
what you told me on June 7, 2024 is that Little D didn't say anything to you. That's what you told me, correct?
You just confused me again.
Sure.
You said that was the first time I ever told anybody that? So I guess. I don't get, like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't get it, I don't understand it.
It was only in June of this year. That was the first time you ever said that Little D did not tell you anything in the car, correct?
Because you're the first person I ever spoke with that made me feel like you went after me. So it was like, you made me feel comfortable to let it be known that, shit, I lied. So I felt like you was somebody I knew. Okay. And I wanted to tell the truth to you that I made it up.
Also, during these meetings, did you tell me multiple times that you did not kill Nut when we met?
Say that again? Yeah, I think I told you that.
When you got locked up because you pled the fifth. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
I never forget it.
And you went to the Fulton County Jail, correct?
That's what y'all took me to.
And then you went to the DeKalb County Jail, correct?
That's what they took me to.
And then on Monday, June 10th, there was a meeting in the judge's chambers. Do you remember that?
Yes.
She's bringing up the ex parte meeting?
And the purpose of that meeting was to explain to you what would get you out of jail, correct?
I don't know. I don't know the purpose of it.
Remember during that meeting, your attorney asking me if he gets on the stand and says things that aren't true, would I be okay with that?
If I wasn't talking, I don't know. You told me that if I said I killed Donovan Thomas and I didn't kill him, you're going to lock me up. You said that if I plead the fifth, you're going to lock me up. And from my understanding, whatever I had to say didn't matter. From my understanding.
Did I ask you, did you plan on taking a stand and saying that you killed Nut to help your friends out because you had immunity? Did I ask you that?
I don't know if you asked me that, but I know I told you that I'm not admitted to no crimes.
Okay. And did you tell me you were not going to admit that you killed Nut?
Yeah, I'm not going to admit that.
And did I then tell you that if you planned on claiming a murder that you did not do, that is when you'll be charged with perjury?
That's what you just said. That's what I just said. You said. If I said it right.
So that's some more context to the situation.
And you asked me, when you questioned me, did I did? And I told you no.
At no point did I ever tell you if you just admit to killing Nut, you'll be charged with perjury. Did I ever tell you that?
I don't understand you.
No, this entire, I apologize, I know I have to object. I attended, has been prosecutor Hillary putting her credibility before the jury without being questioned at all. I can't question. So I object to this entire line of questioning.
You said, I did these crimes. Do you remember saying that I did these crimes?
Because I don't want my family to, I don't want my nephews and them to hear stuff that I did.
When you said you did these crimes, what crimes were you talking about?
I don't recall.
When you say you don't recall, what do you mean?
I ain't speaking on it.
Were these crimes that occurred back in 2015 or crimes that happened more recently?
I don't commit crimes. I changed my life.
So when you said I did these crimes and Mr. Steele asked you about that, or Mr. SHARDT, what crimes were you talking about that you did?
I guess the ones in my dream, the nightmares, whatever. I don't know.
He's saying my nightmares?
Now, this is the interview that you told Mr. SHARDT last week you thought that the state of Georgia released, correct?
I believe it.
She about to ask him about the leaked 2021 interrogation footage?
You had a total of 6 interviews with the Atlanta Police Department. Is that fair? 5 from 2015 and then 1 from October 2021. Is that fair?
I don't keep up with it.
Are you aware that between the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the Atlanta Police Department that we've had that October 2021 interview from the day that you sat down and did the interview?
Yes.
Did you know that we had the interview for 16 months in our possession before it was released?
Yes.
Did you know that we served that particular interview in discovery in January of 2023?
Yeah. I think I've got it.
I
Ms.
believe it
Hylton.
is relevant to
She's hinting that when they served it to the defense is who leaked it. This is so messy.
the assertion that defense counsel made last week when they opened the door as far as who released this interview. They questioned him. And you're right. We
Yeah,
objected.
I think that is not a fair characterization. There was questioning about it.
And we objected to it, and it was overruled, Your Honor. And he was allowed to answer it. And so we are following up on the ability that he was able to answer that question. Your Honor.
I don't oppose that. It was on a jail call. I would like to ask questions of the prosecutor.
All right, it's not testifying. Miss Hylton, rephrase your question.
He said there's a jail call. I would like to ask a question for the prosecutor. This is testifying.
Are you aware that that interview was given to defense in January of 2023?
No.
Are you aware that the video was released within 30 days of it being given to the defense?
I'm going to object. Did they have any evidence they can bring it forward before?
Overruled.
Are you aware that after the video was released, we brought the fact that it was released to the court?
All right, let's take a break.
Brian Steele has a motion. It's a motion for mistrial, obviously.
And it's a recording of an interrogation of Mr. Copeland, and it was very harmful to Mr. Williams. The part that was released that I'm aware of, and I believe Mr. Adams will less press, just as lies, Rob can say lies, about Mr. Williams ordering people to die. It was very harmful. I asked Judge Landville, predecessor judge, for relief and a bond because it denied Mr. Williams' right to a fair trial. The predecessor judge said there's going to be an independent investigation of who released that and that he would get to the bottom of it. I never heard back from that. A jail call, I listened to all these jail calls. We had others listen to all these jail calls. On a jail call, I didn't say anything last week. I played a jail call where Mr. Copeland said that immediately after telling the authorities in December and February, December 22, December 23, that he had lied and that everything he said was a lie about Mr. Williams, and he's telling this to his friend and his sister. He said all of a sudden this interrogation was released. So he believed it was the prosecution team. That's how it all came up. For a prosecutor who's an advocate to then vouch for and put her own credibility in the issue, that's what I've been objecting to. And to say, we gave it to the defense, it sounds like I did something wrong. I didn't release anything. I didn't do anything wrong. I was the one objecting for the release of this information. And it was given out, and I'm not very technical, so it was given out in Dropbox, and I was told that's a bad way to do it. And Judge Landville and predecessor judge said, don't do it that way anymore. You had the Dropbox, was never taken down. It was all a mess.
Dropbox links can easily get leaked.
Now we're here on Tuesday, the 3rd day of September, and the prosecution is asking questions which clearly target that did you know that within X amount of time that the defense got this discovery, which the previous answer was no, I don't know when the defense got the discovery. There's no foundation. That doesn't stop the district attorney of saying then it was released. Clearly, it's the same pattern that they've been given about all these witnesses. Mr. Trantavia Stevens, Mr. Dean, B-E-A-N, Mr. Murphy, this witness. Have you ever had to testify in front of Jeffrey Williams or these other people? Now all of a sudden, your testimony is different. And I've been objecting every time because there's no evidence of intimidation. And what happened, which you may not know, and this is based on information belief, I never spoke with Mr. Copeland about, so maybe it's not true. I believe he got beaten in the jail after that was released. I believe I could be wrong. But assuming that's all true, for the prosecutor to now say that their hands are clean, and I can't ask the question. Judge Landville denied my request to call the prosecutors and their agents to assert under oath, under questioning, who released this. Because it certainly wasn't in Mr. Williams' best interest. So anybody on Mr. Williams' behalf would do a disservice to release that Mr. Williams is having people killed.
Why would anyone on the defense release something where it's Woody snitching for hours on end and it's all crazy shit about Thug? I don't understand.
Ms. Hylton has taken, and I have all the cases we argued before, but has taken herself and she has moved from a position of asking questions and acting to testifying as a witness. You told me I was there. Detective walks out of the car. You told me. You only told me this. Did you know that the prosecution served this? Were you aware that the defense had this? All of this needs to be questioned to prosecutor.
So he's saying she just made herself a witness.
This is 9 tried cases in the state of Georgia. All of these cases require Ms. Hylton to take a witness stand. And if she does, I have no objection on her case. But it's been denied. That's my objection. I'd like her to be removed from the case. I'm not trying to stymie the prosecution. They have other witnesses. They have counsel. They have real witness. I mean, this is not new. So I ask for the prosecution that specifically Ms. Hylton and Ms. Love to be removed from the case.
Another motion to remove them from the case. The judge is going to deny this, I promise you.
That I don't want. Don't want the motion to stop, but I feel
Last week when Mr. SCHARDT asked he went down a line of questioning about this call being released. And Mr. SCHARDT asked Mr. Copeland what was his belief of who released this recording. And the state objected, saying that it wasn't relevant who he believed released this video. The court overruled the state's objection. He was able to answer that question, which was he believed it was the state. And at this point, we believe that it is proper for the same reason that he was able to disparage that the state would release such a video.
Okay, you need to be careful about what you're saying, because there are questions from the attorneys and then there are answers from the witness stand, and that's what the evidence is. And I do not believe that anybody on the defense side made the suggestion that the state had released it. I mean, the transcript will reflect what was asked and what was answered, but
it was the witness. Woody said the state leaked it. Straight up. They're basically attacking the defense for something Woody said.
Is the right word. But the question was asked, who do you believe released the video? And he says, I believe it was the state of Georgia. I believe that an appropriate line of questioning, Your Honor, is would he feel differently if he thought that the defense leaked it? And to give questioning about what his understanding of, what Mr. Copeland's understanding is of what happened, what transpired when this video was released.
Well, we already know what Mr. Copeland's belief and understanding is.
But would it change if
that's not what you asked, though?
But I had to give some foundational questions in order to ask that question, in order to ask what my next question is. Because
Judge said, no, you didn't.
Alluded to earlier was that after this video was released, Miss Love, Investigator Long, Miss Rolak all visited with him after this video was released to check on him, to make sure that he was okay. And he alluded to that earlier when he thought I was present at the meeting. And all of this happened around the time that the video was leaked. And so I was asking some foundational questions to Mr. Copeland to see if his position would be different if he thought that someone else leaked it and not the state of Georgia.
Then you should ask that question.
And I can get to that series of questions, Your Honor, but I mean,
you are coming very, very close to the line with this line of questioning. I mean, you're basically, the defense is not far off. Let's just put it that way.
So I can move to my last two questions regarding this, which is who came to visit him after the video was released, and would he feel differently if he believed that the defense leaked the video?
No, I'm not going to let you ask that last question at this point. And that's a total hypothetical question. That is an assumes facts, not an evidence question, not the objection you keep making.
Oh, frying her. Absolutely frying her. I mean, that quite literally is assuming facts, not evidence. It's all hypothetical.
First of all, any insinuation that I asked a question about release is way off. That topic never even came up during my cross.
You know what? And I know you're not finished, but let me just say that I believe that this jury is paying attention and that they have enough wherewithal to remember what actually happened. And for questions that are potentially misleading, I'm not sure why they're being asked, but I think the jury's going to take note of what got said. And I understand, but I think the jury is doing what they are been told to do, which is to pay attention to the evidence, not the questions.
Okay, this judge is clearly not happy with Miss Hylton right now. The jury's gonna see right through Miss Hylton's misleading questions.
I don't even remember the time that it was released, but apparently it was on social media. When that came to the attention of the court, to my recollection, from my vantage point, yelled at the defense, essentially blamed us, and all of us were saying, well, we didn't do anything. I personally don't even know how to release a video to the press or the internet anyways. I just went along with it. Okay, there's going to be an investigation. We're being told we're under investigation. And then all of a sudden, no one mentions the investigation anymore. And it's kind of like, well, if you're accused of something, you would like to know the progress of said investigation.
That's a little sus. Oh yeah, we're going to investigate how this got leaked. All of a sudden, it just crickets. Sounds like they found out it was Miss Hylton and Miss Love.
Well, Chambers, what's going on with it, if anything, but that's not really relevant to what's before this jury.
Well, it's not until the state, knowing that there was an investigation, knowing that they haven't heard of any findings, lights this thing on fire again and starts suggesting that we did something wrong. And, I can only speak for myself. I don't believe anyone did anything wrong on this side. I know I didn't. And then somehow those insinuations are coming out in front of the jury with absolutely no basis. I'm going to join my friend Mr. Steele, going to state in my place that I believe the state at this point is goading a mistrial and goading us to move for a mistrial. So I just think that was very inappropriate, and it suggested things that...
Why is every day of this trial just chaos, I feel like?
No basis. And in fact, there's apparently been an investigation and been settled as far as I know.
Would you like to address the assertion that you are goading the defense into a mistrial?
Yes, Your Honor. Number one.
Right into a motion for mistrial.
Yes, Judge. Thank you. Number one, we don't want a mistrial. We vehemently object to a mistrial, and we do believe that the line of questioning, whether it was posed by Mr. SHARDT or Mr. Steele regarding Mr. Copeland's belief about who leaked that video, was, one, not relevant, but understanding that the court ruled as it did, we believe that an inquiry whether his belief that the state leaked the video had some impact on how he decided to testify would be a valid question.
And
Since
that's again not what y'all asked.
Understood, Judge. Understood. But I vehemently object to a mistrial. I do not believe that anyone here at this table has done anything, anyone at this table or on the state's behalf has done anything to in any way merit, warrant, call for, justify a mistrial. So we definitely object to a mistrial.
I'm going to overrule the motion for mistrial and, or deny the motion for mistrial and deny the motion to remove either Ms. Hylton or Ms. Love from the case.
Instantly denied.
Your Honor, I want to add that we cannot question any other individual that was at that meeting about Ms. Hylton and the way that she asked some of her questions and made her comments. Let me give you an example. Ms. Hylton said, I was standing to the side because I didn't know you. That's her feelings. That's her reasoning on why she was standing where she was standing. Ms. Hylton also said,
Literally testifying.
I was just being me. I can't ask Detective anyone in reference to that.
Hang on. Sorry. I mean, I think that each of those was not a statement. It was a question. It was a cross-examination question. And was this essentially like, is this your recollection or is this what happened? So it was not her testifying. I'm overruling that objection.
All right. And I just want to add that she also said the purpose of the ex parte meeting. So there's no way that
he said, I have no idea what the purpose of that meeting was. So, I mean, I understand, but
that's her testifying. She's yapping about shit.
It's overruled. Thank you for the additional making of the record. Anything else?
Right. God damn, Thug looks tall as shit compared to Brian. I would love to hear this conversation.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Hylton.
Did we ever tell you, did any of us ever tell you that your charges would be dismissed if you testify? That those charges would be dismissed against you if you testify?
I have the same objection.
Oh, the same objection as before. She's just overruled.
Did anyone talk to you about those dismissal of those charges in exchange for your testimony?
I didn't know nothing about charges till he told me about it.
Sure is very suspect, though.
So it's fair to say that you are not testifying here today because in exchange for your testimony for dismissal of those charges.
I'm testifying here by force.
But the only thing you don't remember now is what Little D told you in the car at the McDonald's. Is that fair to say?
It's not remember. It's, like I told you, I made it up. The D didn't get in the car and tell me that. And
is it only now in 2024 that it's convenient that you don't remember what D told you, or that D did not tell you anything inside of that car?
Because I didn't think I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal. I just, if I knew that it would have did all of this, I wouldn't even, you know what I mean? Like, damn, man, I keep telling y'all.
Getting frustrated.
Now, do you remember last week on Cross that Mr. Steele showed you the surveillance video from the Texaco gas station?
Yes.
And do you remember him asking you whether or not you saw Thug get out the car?
I'm listening.
Do you remember him asking you that?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember, I believe Mr. SHARDT also asked you if you saw Shannon get out the vehicle? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember them asking.
First time he asked you, did you or Thug get the car window tinted on the Infiniti after you rented it from the Hertz rental facility?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you don't know if you got it tinted?
I don't even think the car had 10 windows on it. I can't remember if it had 10 windows on it or not.
I'm asking, did you or Thug go get the windows tinted?
I don't know if the car was tinted. Like, I can't remember if the car was tinted or not.
Now, on the night of Donovan Thomas's murder, it's fair you were not at the gas station that night, correct?
I told you I was in my baby mom's house.
And you only told the police what Little D from Mechanicsville told you, correct?
I told the police whatever to get them off of me.
And in that interview, you told the police that Little D told you that they switched cars.
I told the police whatever to get them off of me.
Do you know if they switched the cars behind the gas station?
How would I know?
When I'm telling him that these N-words are plotting on me, this N-word Yak heard the whole conversation. He came out the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So who did you think was plotting on you?
I think they was planning on me.
Who's the they?
Mr. Williams.
Okay.
That's why I said.
And you were concerned that Yak was going to go back and tell Mr. Williams and them, which you were telling your friend?
I wasn't concerned about him going back and telling him. I really was debating should I let him leave.
You said that you lied on Thug. Do you remember testifying to that multiple times?
I told you that.
What are the lies that you told on Thug?
I put a lot of blame on him that I know that I should never did. Like I said, if I knew that it would have caused all these problems right here, I would never did it. But I told you I was going through a dark phase in my life. And at the time, I didn't care.
Why does he say phase like phrase? He's done that like probably 20 times. It's like a southern accent. This line of questioning about lying on Thug is very annoying and repetitive.
Through the midst of I was going through that phase, I had my little girl.
You never told the police that Thug bragged on Nuts' murder, correct?
I never heard nobody bragging on it.
You told the police that Nar and Dolly bragged on Nuts' murder, correct?
No.
Huh? Nard and Dolly?
Told the police that we just went over. Which one was the finesse?
The one that made more sense, where you take a little bit where you know that they can prove, and then
but if you're trying to finesse
put the
them,
twist on it.
Okay. If you're trying to finesse them to get out of jail, why not say Thug was bragging about the murder?
When I say he bragged about murder? What you mean?
Why wouldn't that be believable? Why wouldn't you say that Thug was driving the Infiniti at the time of the murder? He rented it.
Because I'm talking to Gatorade and Dennis. Like, I've been dealing with them for a long time. I know they're a long way from stupid.
Right, but that's believable. He rented the car, so why not tell them that?
This man, the multi-millionaire superstar. If I go in the police station and be like, yeah, Thug was a getaway driver in the killing of a nut, they gonna look at me like I'm stupid.
But he rented the car, didn't he?
And why would you rent a car to commit a murder?
Yeah, they little Woody Free Hand Entertainment. They trying to pull with Dirty Little Best. Select YSL for life.
Slat YSL for life.
Now, there you said SLAT YSL for life, correct?
Yes.
And again, you were never signed to the YSL the label, right?
No.
Okay. And SLAT means slime love all the time, correct?
Slat me slat.
Slime love all the time?
Yeah, bitch, I guess.
And you rep YSL a lot in your music.
Gang.
How far back does your relationship with them go?
Yeah, still.
They've showed this before, but
When you said rep, he asked you if you rep YSL in your music, you said gang, correct?
No, I said game.
Why would you say gang?
Like, on the papers, I want to be a YSL artist.
This interview was done in 2020, correct?
One of them years.
Is it fair to say this is after you got out the feds, correct?
Yes.
All right. And at this point, you had known Doug for a number of years, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it was fair to say at some point in time y'all were friends.
Yes. Shout out to the game. YSL for life. You know what I mean? Ops.
the ops.
You said shout out to the gang, YSL, some other people, threat, and then fuck the ops.
Mm-hmm.
Who the ops?
The ops.
The ops of another record label?
No, my ops.
All right. But this is after you talked about shout out to the gang, YSL, correct?
I said shout out to the gang. Then I said YSL. I said fuck the ops.
When you said shout out to the gang, YSL, you're not talking about the music label, correct?
I know you're not street or you're not in the streets, but you keep sticking on this gang stuff, and I don't know how much it's gonna take to convince you that when you're a gang, you can't be 2-3 different gangs or sets of members. Like, you can't be YSL, the gang in your voice, and be a blood. Because let's say if YSL is a gang and YSL get into a blood gang members, you gotta pick. So what you gonna do? You're blood or you YSL? It don't make sense. And if you're blood's not gonna let you be YSL if it's a gang. Just like with Crips or just like anything else.
But you gave up being a blood, correct?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
So you can't say it's a gang. A gang, everybody know who he is. Everybody, we rock together. A lot of these guys, we don't do stuff to each other.
And it's in the same video where you called yourself a gangster, correct? That's the portion that Mr. Steele paid for you last week, right?
It's entertainment.
Matt said, swear to God, we killed Nut, correct?
What you mean?
I played for you the clip.
I heard you. I don't get what your question is.
The portion that was not played was when Max said, swear to God, we killed Nut.
She said they swear to God we killed Nut. But if that's what you want her to say, then
That's what the recording says, swear to God. I'll rephrase, Your Honor.
Sustained. Rephrase.
I'm telling you what she said. I mean, I talk to her on a daily basis. I might not can't hear, but I can I can understand street talk slang, and she's saying what they saying in the streets. They swear to God we killed Nut.
Did you hear the person in the background said, we smoked Nut?
You gotta play it again. I didn't hear the whole thing.
Someone said we smoked nut in the background?
Yeah, swear to God, we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you. Yeah. Hello?
Can you play it again? It was so fast.
Swear to God, we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you. Yeah.
No, I didn't hear it.
Let me ask you, who is the we?
See, you hear what she said? They gonna stay on me? Like, I don't know.
I could have it makes more sense for her to be saying they swear we killed Nut.
Why didn't you ask her, what we are we talking about?
Because that's what the streets are saying.
So who is the we?
Sustained.
What I said before is that, like when I make up the names, I know that I can't come dating with the names I done made up. She gonna already know I made them up. So it's different. Like when I'm dealing with like different polices. When they come to dating, I gotta be more convincing than I will with Thorpe.
He almost called Thorpe squirrel brain again.
Is it fair to say that you were closer to Shannon than you were with Doo-Wop?
With who?
With Doo-Wop.
If I was close with Shannon than I was with Doo-Wop?
Yes.
I guess.
And matter of fact, Doo-Wop is Yak's friend, correct?
I'm cool with Doo-Wop.
So if you're trying to finesse the police or mixing some truth with a little lie, then you would agree with me that the full truth doesn't matter, correct? Like if you're trying to mix in a little truth with a little lie, then the full truth doesn't matter, correct?
So my whole purpose was in the interview was my little girl's birthday was coming up, and every time they got me, they asked me questions and they laugh, act like they was believing the stuff I was saying. So when they got me on June 10th, I didn't want to go to jail. I'm not scared of jail. You feel me? I know how to adapt to my environment. It's just the timing of when they got me. And my whole purpose was if I can convince these people that I work with them and I help them out and do whatever I do, they let me go. And that's what my intentions. Y'all keep dragging me in here like I got facts. You know what I mean? And I don't.
You clarified for the police who had guns, correct?
Again, if I wasn't there and Lil D wasn't there, how could we say what happened?
Because you were telling what Little D told you, correct?
But if Lil D wasn't there, how could he tell me what happened?
You told the detectives and you clarified that it was
I'm so over this. Like I'm so over Woody testifying, bro.
and Nar shooting a gun, Yak was driving, and Doo-Wop didn't have a gun. That's what you just told the police, correct?
Right.
If you were just trying to tell them anything, why not tell the police that Doo-Wop had the gun?
Again, I can't right now, everybody in this courtroom see what's going on in this courtroom. The people who's not in this courtroom, they can't say what's going on in this courtroom. So if Lil D say that this what happened in that car, he had to be in the car to know that. If I say this what happened in the car, I had to be in the car to know that. Neither one of us in the car to know that. So it shows, again, that I'm saying whatever.
Stealing Nut's chain and who stole Nut's chain?
I made somewhat to a certain extent, but the truth of the matter, I didn't steal it. The door was open. I keep telling you that.
The door was open.
I can tell them anything. But when it's gaping them in front of me, I gotta convince them. Like, I gotta convince them to make them believe me. Just like for instance with Shannon. It was stupid that I put me to your name, cause I know Gaten gonna be like, Woody, really? We ain't have you and Shannon never not been together. But it's just a roll of a dice.
And all the lies you make up while you're in the interview, correct?
No.
So you make it up beforehand?
Yeah, I actually tell myself lies on a daily basis back then. Like, I'll put stuff in my head and make myself believe it so that
State star witness making up lies every day. What is he saying, bro?
But they just when it comes to certain, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. At this point, I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like, I told him whatever I told him, I don't remember. The next time he questioned me, I told him something different. I don't remember. Every time he questioned me, only thing I can remember was they convinced them that I didn't do these crimes.
My only question to you is those lies that you were sprinkling in, you made them up on your own, correct?
But somebody supposed to help me make it up? Like, I don't get what you're asking.
That's all I'm asking. Did you make up those lies on your own?
Did I make them up on my own? Did I make them up on my own? You need to be more specific.
Who did you tell those lies to?
I don't remember who all I told it to, but I told it.
Uh-huh.
MOUNK,
Who were some of the people you told the lies to?
TOUNK, Lil D.
Which Lil D?
From my neighborhood.
So he just admitted he's lied to TOUNK, who is about to testify next tomorrow, or today as this video is up. This whole trial is a shit show because of Woody. He's just literally the worst star witness and known liar.
Shit, I told Vlad to scream my name.
Did you tell Shannon about the lies that you told the police?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure I probably did.
So I'm gonna be clear because you said you told MOUNK. So you told MOUNK, I went to the police and I told them that Little D told me about what happened the night of the murder.
No, I told MOUNK that the detective questioned me and he let me right back out. I said, this nigga dumb. Like, shit, you can tell the detective anything. He gonna go for it.
Did you tell him specifically about what Little D told you?
Little D never told me nothing. So this how I go. They don't question me so many times. Even over the phone, they don't call me. Now, who did this and then? Who did this and then third? I ain't do it. I don't care nothing about it. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Why? I ain't in handcuffs, so I didn't really have to come up with no story.
You said you also talked to Shannon about what you said to police. Did you tell Shannon that you told police that he, Yak, Doo-Wop, and Nard shot and killed Nut?
Why would I tell him that? I mean,
That makes no sense. Why would he ever tell Shannon that he snitched on him?
Shannon he probably was surprised to hear that I said it, so I don't.
Did you tell Thug that you told police that he drove the Infinity? That he rented the Infinity, that Shannon, Yak, Nard, and Doo-Wop were in the Infinity when the murder happened?
I didn't think this stuff was gonna come out, so because like I said.
Oh, she's just trying to point out that he obviously didn't tell them any of this because it's the truth. He wasn't lying. That's what this is. Like, she's trying to say you were snitching on your boys. Why you, of course, didn't tell them anything.
And did you not tell them because you knew you snitched on them about what happened the night of the murder?
Literally just said that.
Huh? I can't snitch on nobody that I don't. Like I said, if I knew that the problems that I caused would have did this, like I said, you know what I mean, I didn't even think y'all would do this. So talking about snitching on somebody, this ain't the case.
Did you ever tell anyone outside of Deshaun that you told police what Little D told you about the night of the murder?
You saying outside Deshaun? I never told Deshaun that they did this. I told Deshaun that people were saying I killed Nut and I didn't do it. That's what I told Deshaun. And I told her that she needed to let the police know that I didn't do it. And I don't know. You confusing me. And I told it to Lil D. Lil D laughed at me like, boy, you crazy. I put it off on anybody to get them off of me because they keep coming at me. They keep trying to get me. They keep trying.
Earlier, did you say that I don't recall means I don't want to speak on it?
No, I said I don't recall because you're confusing me and I don't want to. You trying to make me lie. You asking the question in a way like you talking to me back there in a way I can comprehend you well. So even though I'm talking the way I'm talking, I can hear you, but I don't like my level of understanding is different. So
that you shot up Rich Homie Quan's dad's barbershop with threat. Do you remember?
I said it out of frustration.
Okay. Was that a crime that was done on behalf of YSL?
Huh?
Was that a shooting that was done on behalf of YSL?
Miss Hilton, you know me. You know what I mean? If I do anything, I do anything on my own. Like, ain't no a crime on behalf of YSL. Like, I keep telling you, y'all trying to make YSL be a gang, and now a gang you got shot callers, you got structure, you got leaders and all of that. Like, YSL a label. So if, like how y'all got all these people in here or whatever, you can't say, for instance, I got charged, y'all charged me with a possession of a firearm and a possession of some pills, and the gang charge saying I had you because I'm a gang member. No, I'm not a gang member. I don't have had you because I'm a gang member. Like, but y'all making this stuff be what y'all want it to be because y'all can do that, but it's not right.
With Rich Homie Quan bringing individuals from If Gang to his apartment.
Thug was protecting Rich Homie Quan. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, like I keep telling you, y'all don't have y'all facts together.
So I'm asking you a specific question. Did you tell police that Thug had an issue with Rich Homie Quan bringing members of If Gang to his condo?
Again, when I'm talking to the investigators, I'm gonna tell them anything to get them off of me. But as I sit right here, I'm telling you the God and the truth that Thug, I had an issue with Rich Homie through threat. And about my partner, whatever he went on with, they don't have nothing to do with YSL. Y'all trying to make it seem like this has something just because they don't have nothing to do with what I do and what Threat do, they don't have nothing to do with YSL.
So again, you didn't tell them about your part in shooting up Rich Homie Quan's barbershop, right?
Did I tell them about my part?
Correct. You did not tell the police that you and Threat shot up the barbershop, did you?
So what, you gonna charge me now?
I didn't say that. I'm just asking you a question. Did you tell the police?
You gonna charge me now?
Back in 2015, that you and Threat shot up the barbershop?
No.
Right. Because telling them would not let you get out of jail, right? If you told them that, you would get in trouble for that, correct?
Well, they might get hurt, so I didn't think no. My whole thing is lie to the police. So I'm not going to tell them the truth about nothing that took place for real. Especially when it got something to do with me. Bobby robbed this store, and Bobby did rob the store, and it's proof that Bobby robbed the store, and I was with Bobby when he robbed the store. But making up things saying, okay, Bobby shot Tony. Bobby was over there somewhere else where he could prove that he had nothing to do with it. It wouldn't make sense. They're just getting the police off me. That's what I was doing.
So the finesse was, I'm going to tell the police what I know about the murder because that's going to keep me out of jail. But I'm not going to tell them what I've done because that's also going to keep me out of jail. Correct?
No, my whole thing was
Oh, get him off the stand.
I don't got nothing to do with nothing, and nothing don't got nothing to do with me. So when I'm talking to the police, they're so convinced that I did this crime, and they're not going for the stuff I done told them in the past. So I'm just keep trying to talk my way out of it, and I'm making stuff. I'm stupid at the time. When they question me, I have made it up. I told you that before you put me on the stand in front of the jury. The jury didn't even have to hear see me, but y'all still forced me up here. I told you I was going to plead the fifth, and y'all like, why would I plead the fifth? And I told y'all why, because I lied. So don't put me up here and expect for me to say something that is a lie. If you ask me the truth, and I can tell you the truth. And the truth is, I didn't see these boys commit no crime. I'm not trying to protect nobody. I don't even know some of them over there.
Like, she's impeaching her a witness, but it doesn't help the jury's perspective. Now the jury's out of the room and they're talking about a particular statement the state wants to show to the jury, but defense objected to it.
Why is it being played? Why is the out-of-court statement being played?
Your Honor, it's impeachment by contradiction. Mr. Copeland has again testified that everything he said in 2015 is a lie. In 2021, they can see his demeanor about how he is referencing everything he said back in 2015 is not a lie, that he gave them information. He gave them what he knew about what happened in 2015. And so this would be a contradiction to what he's now testifying to in court. And he's now telling them, what I told you all back in 2015 was true. Like, I told you these things. I told you what I knew. And he says them multiple times in this interview to, again, negate this idea that everything he said in 2015 is a lie.
That he has lied on these gentlemen in the past, and he is in court telling the truth, and that it was a lie before. I don't recall him specifically limiting when he lied or how he lied. So to me, this is just bolstering, and it's just pointing out that he's made the same statement more than once, which I don't believe that is a path to admissibility.
But the fact that he is now saying in court in 2024, I lied to the police. In 2021, it's a prior inconsistent statement because he's telling the police in 2021 that what I said back in 2015 is true. So now
No, he's not saying it's true. He's saying that's everything I knew. And what he has said on the stand is every time I have ever talked to the police in my entire life, I have lied to them. And that would include this 2021 interview. You haven't had him say that yet, but
Judge is not happy with Hylton today.
well, that's your version of it.
But when you continue to look at the other sections, Your Honor, that will illuminate what
Okay, let's look at the next section.
that is what he's talking about here. And then I can further
Do
continue.
you have something that establishes that that's what he's talking about?
Yes, he's
Yeah, I'm just looking for anything that lets me know or lets me have any comfort that when he says, I told him everything I knew about this situation last time, that's everything I knew, that he is talking about whatever he told police in 2015 about the Donovan Thomas murder. Because I don't see any reference to that before he starts saying this.
I don't know why a statement made in between those two times would be admissible as either a prior inconsistent or prior consistent statement. Like we're at this point using another out-of-court statement to bolster the June 10th, 2015 statement. He hasn't specified, I disavow the June 10th, 2000. He said every time I talk to the police, it's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what playing another statement, which he's already saying is a lie, what that is accomplishing. I just don't see to me, the state needs to outline a path, an exception to admit a out-of-court statement. And I'm not seeing the exception to the general rule that out-of-court statements would not be admitted into trial.
or if they believe what he told the police back in 2015 and in 2021, they can make that decision. But this is an inconsistent statement with what his court testimony is.
Isn't someone in 2021 saying what I told you in 2015 is the truth, was the truth? Isn't that exactly what we don't allow in the trials, is someone self-bolstering their own statements? Like,
Might be onto something.
if I make a statement and then I just go around town and tell everyone, hey, that statement I made is the truth, that statement I made is the truth, are we going to have a trial where we call in 100 people to say I said it was the truth?
Yeah. So, I mean,
She's trying to squeeze in a statement that it's not admissible.
Yes, what we believe that what he told the police back in 2015 and in 2021 was true. Like that's the state's position.
and that he is now, you believe, lying on the stand.
Correct. The state believes he is lying on the stand, saying that what he said back then isn't true. But even
And that his motive for doing so is,
we believe his motive for doing so is that he's now present and has to deal with what he said back in 2015, now sitting in front of the individuals he tested or he talked to police about. He now has to confront his own statements.
although honestly, it's not a consistent statement, then it's an inconsistent statement. So, I mean, in all honesty, I mean, you've already rehashed a lot of this, and I think we're just kind of plowing the same ground.
Thank you.
I ratted him out, or could be I totally made up something on him, and he doesn't specify which.
But we believe when you look at the totality of it all, our argument is that he is talking about the fact that
It's your argument. It's your dude. They're always trying to get shit in.
information.
Okay, but this doesn't establish that this is inconsistent with what he's saying on the stand. You need to move on to another topic. I'm not going to allow this. I'm going to give you this back.
Yikes.
All right, let's get the jury back out.
Wasted 35 minutes on this.
And in 2015, you talked to her repeatedly on these jail calls, correct?
Yes.
So she's just trying to show the jury that the lies he told to the police, he also said to his baby mama on the jail calls, which would mean they're not really lies.
You told her everything that you were feeling back in 2015, correct?
No. But I didn't, no.
Why the hell would you put these songs out there and have folks really think I did this shit? You feel what I'm saying? This N, know for a damn fact. He should have put these N name in it. You want to rap about it, put their names who did it.
Right. So if you go back and look, I said that after the interrogation. Anytime before that and I was in jail, I never said it. I knew that they were going to be listening to my calls.
You said, you feel what I'm saying? Don't put my effing name in no shit. Did you tell Deshaun this?
That's what he said.
And I'm trying to be with my family. I ain't messing with, well, you didn't say messing. I ain't with these N-words, bro, period. Only reason I called them just to see something. I don't want these folks to do nothing for me, bro. I was at the house sleep. These N-words did this shit. I had no problem with this N-word nut, bro. This shit's so crazy, man. They had a problem with Thug, bro. Who had a problem with Thug? Nut in them? And your response was Kel in them, correct?
That's what I said.
And this is what you're telling Deshaun, correct?
That's what we just heard.
The person that you trust and the person that you confide in.
And you heard her keep telling me why am I lying? She said she see right through me, right?
She didn't say that on this call, though, did she? Did she say that on this call? Did you hear her say that on this call?
Oh, I heard her say it, so,
Did you hear her say it in the call?
Now the clip you just played.
All right. You testified to this jury that Demikion never told you about Nuts murder, correct?
That's what I said.
Okay. So which one is it? Is it what you told Deshaun on his jail call, the woman that you love, or what you telling this jury here today?
What I'm telling the jury today is that Ladie never told me that.
But that's not what you told the mother of your child in a jail call back in 2015.
Bro, why were they talking on the jail call? So I still don't understand why he was yapping on jail calls.
I heard her telling me to stop lying. So she know that how I am. You
Did you hear her say stop lying in the call I just played for you?
She said, what are you telling 2 minutes? Like, just stop. You heard her, man. She get no different treatment from nobody else.
Mr. Copeland, is it fair to say that you still love Shannon?
Yes, I do.
You still love Thug?
Yes, I do.
And you don't want anything, and you don't want your testimony to hurt them, correct?
It's not about hurting them. I told you I lied. It's the truth. I lied.
I have no further questions.
All right. Does anybody have?
She tried to have a mic drop moment right there. Max SHARDT up.
Remember we went through your statements to the police in 2015, correct?
Correct.
First time you had claimed that you had heard that my client Shannon, Mr. Kendrick, and others were responsible for Donovan Thomas. The first time you claimed that was June 10th of 2015, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you claimed that your source of information was Demikion Garlington.
That's what I told the police.
That's what you told the police. And you have made it very clear, I think, that your testimony is that was a lie.
It is.
Right. What I want to make clear is your intention at the time, June 10, 2015, you were being arrested.
Yes.
That was the reason for the finesse, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your intention was that Demikion Garlington, Lil D, was going to back you up.
That's what I said.
Okay. And so you shared the information that you gave to the investigator, the lie. You shared that with Lil D, correct?
I shared it with Moonton too.
Okay. And you, I believe your testimony was Lil D, after you shared it with him, said, damn boy, you hell. Is that?
He said, yeah, my bet.
If you know, do you know who TOUNK might have shared that information with, that lie with? If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Woody supposedly lied to Lil D and TOUNK. All right, Brian still recross up.
That conversation, any mention of Jeffrey Williams, okay?
All right.
Did you hear anything about Jeffrey Williams, the young thug or anything like that?
No, I didn't say nothing about him.
All right. All of your experience and horrors with the criminal justice system, all the arrests and prosecutions, all your convictions that are in evidence, tell the jurors another time that you found yourself speaking about the case with the prosecutor and the judge and your lawyer.
Ex parte, okay?
Never.
You said that you were coerced and pressured. Do you remember using those type of terms to testify?
I am.
Do you remember being told, and I know it was corrected by the Honorable Judge Whitaker, but do you remember being told by Ms. Hylton and Judge Glanville that if you don't testify, you have to remain in jail, not only until this trial ends, but all 28 people who are charged in this indictment resolve their case? Do you remember being told that?
No, they told me indefinitely. Whatever they were, they don't sound like a good word. She talked fast, so when we was on the phone, she'd be like, they swear to God we killed nuts, so they gonna stay on you.
For that other person speaking, it's a man's voice. If you know who it is, tell the jurors and what that person said, if you can tell.
They swear he smoked nut.
They swear
He smoked nut.
he smoked nut. Was there switching of cars in the back of the Texaco? Do you remember something like that?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
That's my first time hearing it.
To verify or support your statement, Ms. Hylton asked you the following items. Did the police show you found shell casings? Remember that question?
Yes.
How does that support whatever you told the police?
Oh, you lost me.
I lost you? Okay.
Yeah, you start over.
Yes, sir. How does Jeffrey renting a car for you put Jeffrey into a murder?
They did it.
He'll be excused for right now, Your Honor.
So he's excused. He's not released.
Of course, indulgent.
Okay.
Mr. Kaplan, you are excused. It is,
Oh,
I guess, possible that you might be called back, but until you hear otherwise, you don't have to come back here again.
It's not over with?
Well, your testimony for right now is over with. The trial is not over with, but you don't need to concern yourself with the rest of it. But as I understand, he's still under subpoena. Okay.
So they had 30 minutes left for the day, but they didn't end up calling TOUNK yet because there's only 30 minutes left. But was Woody a productive witness for the state? Definitely not, because he's a known liar. This pretty much has been the last 3 months of this trial is Woody, if you think about it. Kind of crazy to think about it that way. So yeah, hit subscribe. Join the channel membership's only 10 cents per day. Love you guys. Peace out.